Hi, so in this video we will discuss about the Environment Protection Act 1986. We are covering environment laws. This is second video of that series. So UPSC has asked a lot of question on Environment Protection Act. We will look all the provisions carefully. The Environment Protection Act 1986 was a landmark legislation. It established a framework for studying, planning, and implementing long term environmental protection measures in India. It was enacted to fulfill the commitment made at the 1972 Stockholm Conference and empower the central government to address environmental challenges. Now, it is rooted in the Stockholm Conference. So let's look a brief history. So in 1972, India participated in the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment held in Stockholm, where global leaders pledged to take appropriate steps for the improvement of the human environment. In 1986, the Environment Protection Act was enacted to implement the decisions made at the Stockholm Conference and provide a comprehensive legal framework to environmental protection in India. Now, the Environmental Protection Act continues to guide India's effort to safeguard the environment and fulfill its international commitment on sustainable development. Now, what is there in this act that it is still very relevant and it is still the foremost umbrella act to protect our environment? Let's look. Constitutional provisions supporting this act. So, Article 253, which empowers the government to legislate for implementing international agreements. The first thing. Second, Article 48A, which is a DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, talks about the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. And the third, in the fundamental duties, Article 51A, every citizen has a duty to protect the environment. Now, it is empowering the central government for pollution prevention. It empowers the central government to establish authorities to prevent environmental pollution in all its form. It also empowers government to set standards for the quality of the environment, such as emission or discharge of pollutants. It also empowers central government for enforcement powers. The government can direct the closure, prohibition, or regulation of any industry, operation, or process to ensure compliance. You would have observed that there is an ongoing issue of air pollution in Delhi. So, whatever regulations come, it comes due to the provisions which are mentioned in the Environment Protection Act 1986. Now, what are the offences and penalties under the Environment Protection Act 1986? The first thing is non-compliance. Its failure to comply with the provisions of the EPA is considered as offence. And the consequence is that the law prescribes penalties, including fines, imprisonment for violation of Environmental Protection Act. The central government and its designated authorities are responsible for ensuring the Environmental Protection Act and penalizing offenders. It is seen as a deterrent. Now, key amendments and developments in Environmental Protection Act 1986. In 1991, the Act was amended to strengthen enforcement mechanism and increase penalties for violation. In 2010, further amendments were made to expand the scope of the Environmental Protection Act and address emerging environmental issues. And in recently also there were some amendments which were brought. Majorly, the amendments are trying to increase penalty or to make it to enhance the involvement of local bodies or people. Such kinds of amendments are being done. The soul of Environmental Protection Act is still same. What are the achievements and what are the challenges? So, Environmental Protection Act has enabled the establishment of comprehensive pollution control mechanism. Okay, it has facilitated efforts to protect and preserve India's natural resources and biodiversity. However, there are enforcement challenges and the compliance still remains low, which is a big challenge. Now, the key thing which should be ensured is citizens' participation, empowering institution, and inculcating technology. All of these are valid for mains examination, but you should keep this in mind, because whatever we are reading, we should read in a comprehensive manner. That's why I'm discussing the way forward as well. So with this, we are done with this lecture. Take care. Best wishes.